My child, listen carefully, because this moment is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random appearance of words on your screen. God is speaking to you right now with an urgency that cannot wait, with a seriousness that your spirit has felt but your mind has tried to avoid. God says this is the final warning, the last call, the moment where heaven leans down toward you and says, "Please, do not ignore me this time." He is not coming to harm you, He is not coming to punish you, He is not coming to threaten you. He is coming to wake you, to pull you back into protection, to gather you into safety before something shifts in the spiritual realm tonight at exactly 11:51 p.m. God says you have been sensing something around you. A change in the air, a pressure on your chest, a quiet voice inside that has been calling you. You thought it was your own thoughts, but it was Him trying to speak. You thought it was anxiety, but it was a warning. You thought it was fear, but it was love trying to get your attention. God says He is not angry in the way humans get angry. His anger is not rage or punishment or cruelty. His anger is pain, pain because He keeps calling and you keep turning your face away. Pain because He keeps protecting you even when you forget He is there. Pain because He sees what is coming and He wants you to take the shield He is offering before it is too late. God says you have been walking with so much heaviness, so much confusion, so much pressure that you don't even tell anyone about. You smile like everything is okay. You talk like nothing is wrong. You pretend that you are strong. But deep inside, you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and He sees it. He sees the tears you cried in private. He sees the fear you hide behind your silence. He sees the prayers you didn't say out loud but whispered in your heart hoping someone, somewhere in heaven would hear them. And heaven did. God says your silence has been louder than your prayers, but even your silence reached Him. God says He has been watching the people around you, the ones who pretend to care but don't, the ones who drain your energy. The ones who smile in your face but are secretly jealous of you, the ones who talk behind your back, the ones who use your kindness, the ones who take advantage of your heart. God says He knows you have been betrayed before. He knows you have been hurt, ignored, misunderstood, and disrespected. He knows you had moments where you felt completely alone, even standing in a room full of people. But tonight, something shifts. Tonight, something moves in the spiritual dimension. Tonight at 11:51 p.m., a door will close and another door will open. God is trying to prepare you before that moment. He is trying to speak to you directly, clearly, urgently. God says, "My child, stop running. Stop hiding. Stop doubting. Stop pushing me away. This is your final reminder. I need you to listen this time." God says there is something that has been following you spiritually, not to harm you but because your life is about to move into a new season and darkness has been trying to interrupt the blessing. God says He has been blocking every attack, every unseen danger, every trap, every negativity that was meant to reach you. And some of those things almost did, but He stopped them in the last second. But now He needs your cooperation. He needs your attention. He needs your spirit awake. God says you cannot enter the next chapter with fear, hesitation, or disbelief. He needs you to trust Him fully. He needs you to open your heart. He needs you to stop delaying the prayer He has been waiting to hear from you. God says He is giving you one last reminder before tonight because something is being rearranged in your favor. Something is being removed from your environment. Something is being revealed. Something is being exposed. Something is being replaced. God says you have been surrounded by certain energies that were never meant to stay. You tolerated people who were never meant to remain in your life. You kept connections that were poisoning your peace. You allowed certain people close to your spirit who were secretly speaking negativity over you. But God says enough. He is stepping in. He is cutting cords. He is clearing the path. He is protecting your destiny. But you have to be awake to receive this protection. You have to listen when He speaks. God says you prayed for clarity, and now He is giving you clarity. You asked Him to show you the truth, and now He will. You asked Him for signs, and now the signs are coming so clearly that you will not be able to deny them anymore. Tonight is not a night of danger for you. Tonight is a night of revelation, a night of divine movement, a night where God shifts your timeline and removes what was blocking your blessings. But for this to happen correctly, He needs you to trust Him, to stay calm, to pray, and to surrender your fear. God says nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will harm you. You are safe. You are covered. You are protected. You are surrounded by angels. You are wrapped in divine light. But you must not ignore this message. God says the reason He is calling you urgently is because there is a spiritual confrontation happening around your life that you cannot see with your physical eyes. The angels have been fighting for you. Your destiny has been battled over. Your breakthrough has been delayed because of spiritual interference. But heaven has decided that the delay ends now. The waiting ends now. The confusion ends now. The blockage ends now. God says the reason you feel heaviness is because the enemy knows what you are about to receive. The reason you are tired is because your spirit is transitioning. The reason you feel disconnected from certain people is because God is removing them from your path. The reason you feel something big is coming is because it is. God says He is bringing unexpected blessings, unexpected answers, unexpected financial shifts, unexpected peace, unexpected protection. But before He releases these things, He needs you to reconnect with Him deeply. Not halfway. Not casually. Not occasionally. But fully. He needs your heart open again. He needs your trust. He needs your attention. God says every time He tried to warn you before, you brushed it aside. You got busy. You got distracted. You convinced yourself it wasn't God speaking. You ignored the signs because you didn't want to deal with the truth. But this time, heaven refuses to let you ignore it. God says this is the last call of this cycle, the last reminder before the spiritual shift takes place tonight. If you listen, everything transforms. If you pray, everything aligns. If you trust, everything moves in your favor. God says someone has been thinking about you with intentions that are not fully clear. Someone around you is going to reveal their true side soon. Someone you didn't expect is going to apologize. Someone who took advantage of your kindness will face consequences. Someone who doubted you will witness your rise. Someone who thought you were weak will witness your strength. God says you have no idea how protected you are. You have no idea how many times He saved you from situations you didn't even know about. You have no idea how many blessings are waiting for you. But tonight is the awakening. Tonight is the turning point. Tonight is the moment where everything in the spiritual realm realigns for your good. God says that at 11:51 p.m., an angel will be near your home, not to scare you, not to warn you of harm, but to seal your protection, to secure your destiny, to finalize the spiritual shift. But you must not ignore God again. You must trust Him. You must pray before you sleep. You must open your heart and say, God, I am listening. God says He loves you deeply. That is why He is warning you. That is why He is calling you. That is why He is speaking with urgency. That is why He says this is your last chance to pay attention. Not because He will abandon you, but because the window for this shift is limited. God says He is blessing you with peace, protection, clarity, and guidance. He is removing what harms you. He is strengthening what blesses you. He is elevating you. He is healing your heart. But He needs you to listen now. My child, do not fear tonight. Do not overthink. Do not panic. God says nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are covered. You are protected. Just trust Him, pray to Him, and let Him guide your steps. God says He has spoken. Will you listen this time? My beloved child, listen carefully, because this moment is not random, not accidental, not a coincidence. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now, his presence trembling like a shield of light around you, and he is delivering a final warning that cannot be ignored. God is calling your name with an urgency that shakes the heavens. He is asking you, no, He is pleading with you, to stop pushing away the signs He has been placing in front of you. He says, I need to talk to you urgently. Do not make me angry. This is your last chance before 11:51 p.m. tonight. And He is saying this not to frighten you, but to protect you, to save you, to pull you away from something you cannot yet see. You may think you've been walking alone, but you haven't. Every sigh you released in silence, every night you cried quietly, every moment you felt abandoned, He was there. Even when you believed He stopped listening, He was listening more deeply than ever. Even when you thought He was silent, He was preparing something for you that required stillness. Even when you thought you made mistakes that pushed Him away, He was waiting for you to turn back toward Him. Archangel Michael says that your soul has been trying to speak to you for weeks, but your mind has been too heavy, your heart has been too tired, and your spirit has been too overwhelmed. But tonight, before 11:51 p.m., the spiritual realm will open a window for you, one final opening. One final chance, one final moment where God's voice becomes clearer than your fears, your worries, your doubts, and the noise around you. God is not threatening you, He is warning you out of love, out of protection, out of divine responsibility. He does not want anything to go wrong. He wants you to be safe, stable, protected, and lifted. Archangel Michael says you have been ignoring something your intuition has been repeatedly whispering. There is something God has been trying to show you, but you kept brushing it aside thinking, maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's nothing. But it is not nothing. It is not your imagination. It is not accidental. It is a message that carries weight, purpose, and urgency. God says that there are people, energies, memories, attachments, and old cycles that you were supposed to release by now. But you kept holding on, hoping things would change on their own. Sometimes, God allows certain things to fall apart only because He wants you to walk towards something better. Sometimes He closes doors because He knows that what is behind those doors is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. But here is what He is saying with urgency: do not ignore me anymore. This isn't a scolding. It's a cry from a God who loves you too deeply to stay silent. A God who has waited patiently while you doubted yourself. A God who watched you choose people who didn't see your worth. A God who witnessed how much you sacrificed but received so little in return. A God who saw how your heart cracked quietly, how you tried to heal alone, how you said, "I'm fine," when you were breaking inside. He is calling you now, because something is shifting. Something is coming toward you that you need to prepare for. Not danger, clarity. Not fear, awakening. Not loss, alignment. Archangel Michael says your life has reached a tipping point. You are not in the place you were 1 year ago, 1 month ago, or even 1 week ago. You feel the difference. You feel something is approaching. You feel something is changing. You feel a quiet pull, a silent pressure, an invisible hand guiding you. That is God, that is His urgency, that is His final reminder. He wants you to stop underestimating yourself, Stop doubting the purpose He placed inside you. Stop letting your fears overpower your faith. He wants you to stop running from the calling He placed inside your soul. He wants you to stop giving your energy to things that drain you. He wants you to stop trusting people who do not carry good intentions for you. He wants you to stop replaying old pain in your mind. He wants you to stop assuming He has forgotten you, because He never has. God says that tonight, before 11:51 p.m., a spiritual shift will take place. This is not symbolic, it is literal. You will feel something, maybe a sudden emotional release. Maybe a physical lightness, maybe a moment of deep clarity, maybe unexpected calmness, or maybe a realization that feels like a whisper in your heart. Whatever it is, do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Do not say, "It's nothing." It is God speaking to your spirit directly. Archangel Michael says you are being protected from something you do not fully understand. There is something you were about to step into, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, that was not aligned, not safe, not divinely approved. God intervened. God redirected you. God blocked something because He loves you. God changed a path because He saw the ending you could not see. You thought you were experiencing delays. But God says you were being rescued. You thought people were leaving you. But God says He was removing those who were not meant for your destiny. You thought your plans were falling apart. But God says He was rearranging everything to protect you. You thought you were losing. But God says you were being saved. He wants you to pray tonight, even if your prayer is simple. Even if all you can whisper is, "God, I trust you." Even if your voice shakes. Even if you don't know what to say. He doesn't need fancy words. He needs your heart, your honesty, your willingness to open the door of your spirit. Archangel Michael says you must not fear God's warning. You must understand it. God is not angry at you for existing. He is calling you because He sees that you're tired, overwhelmed, confused, stretched beyond your limits. He sees the heaviness you've been carrying alone. He sees the wounds you never told anyone about. He sees the moments where you almost gave up on yourself, and He is saying, "Come back to me. Let me help you. Let me fix what you cannot fix alone. Let me protect you. Let me guide you. Let me speak to you." God says something miraculous is waiting for you, but it requires your attention, faith, and openness. He placed a blessing in motion that has been delayed because your heart was too distracted, too wounded, too busy trying to understand everything logically. But blessings don't arrive through logic. They arrive through surrender. Through trust. Through connection. He says, "Do not skip me. Do not ignore my voice. Do not delay this moment." Tonight at 11:51 p.m., something will be lifted from your life, something heavy, something unnecessary, something that has been blocking your peace for a long time. It could be fear. It could be overthinking. It could be a toxic attachment. It could be an emotional burden. It could be doubt. It could be confusion. Whatever it is, God is removing it, and after it is removed, you will begin to see things clearly: people, intentions, paths, decisions, blessings. You will understand why things happened the way they did. You will feel lighter. You will feel protected. You will feel guided. You will feel a shift inside your spirit that lets you know God is working. Archangel Michael says you must trust that you are safe. You are not in danger. Nothing bad will happen to you. God is not warning you to scare you. He is warning you because He loves you too deeply to let you walk blindly. He wants you to pray. He wants you to listen. He wants you to open your heart. He wants you to stop ignoring His signs. Everything you prayed for is closer than you think. Everything you cried for is preparing to come to you. Everything that broke you is being transformed into strength. Everything that confused you is about to make sense. Everything that left your life made room for what is coming. God says, I will be with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Trust me. Pray to me. I will guide you through this night, through this shift, through this calling. My child, open your heart before 11:51 p.m. God is calling you with urgency, but with love that never ends. You are protected. You are guided. You are chosen. You are safe, and tonight, heaven will speak to your soul. Archangel Michael says, final warning. God says, I need to talk to you urgently. Don't make me angry. God is begging you to stop ignoring Him. This is your last chance. Open this message immediately before tonight 11:51 p.m. Don't skip God. And as these words echo through your spirit, something inside you stirs, something you cannot explain, something that feels like a mix of fear, love, awakening, and destiny pulling your name out of 1,000 silent moments. God is trying to reach you because the timing is critical. Because something is shifting around you in ways you cannot see with human eyes. Because tonight is not just another night, and this moment is not just another moment. This is one of those rare moments where heaven pauses everything else just to speak to you, just to warn you, just to protect you, just to remind you that you are important to God, even if you have doubted it, even if you have forgotten it. Even if life made you feel small, God is watching you with the kind of attention that the human mind cannot understand. Not the angry judgment that people speak of, but the deep, serious, protective love of a father who sees something dangerous near his child and refuses to let them walk blindly into it. That is why this message feels heavy. That is why it feels urgent. That is why it feels like your heart is being pulled, almost commanded, not to skip a single line. Heaven has been trying to get your attention, softly at first, then stronger, then louder, and now, Finally, God is saying this is the last warning before something reaches a point that cannot be reversed. You may not realize the spiritual weight of this moment. But everything around you is shifting. Your atmosphere is changing. Something invisible but powerful has been hovering around you for days. You have been feeling strange emotions, sudden thoughts, sudden anxiety, sudden signs, sudden moments where you felt watched or protected. And that is because Archangel Michael has been circling you, guarding you, waiting for you to finally stop ignoring the message heaven has been trying to deliver. God is not angry out of hatred. He is angry out of love. Angry in the way a parent gets angry when their child keeps walking toward danger even though they have been warned again and again. Angry because he wants to save you. Angry because time is running out. You may not have realized it, but something dark has been trying to reach you, something that has been assigned against you, something that wishes to block your blessing, delay your destiny, and confuse your heart. You have been protected from it only because God stepped in silently. Only because Archangel Michael has been fighting silently. Only because your spirit has been covered even when you did not know it. But now God says the enemy is getting bold, the situation is getting too close, and heaven must warn you directly. God says this is your last chance to listen before something reaches a point where heaven has to intervene in a way you may not understand. God says, "My child, I need you to stop ignoring me. I need you to take this seriously. I need you to hear me without running away, without skipping, without pretending everything is fine. I have tried whispering. I have tried soft reminders. Now I must speak to you with urgency because the time is short, and tonight by 11:51 p.m. something will be shifting around you. Something will be revealed. Something will be exposed. Something will be redirected. And whether it shifts toward good or toward harm depends on whether you listen to me right now. You have been chosen for something greater than your doubts. God sees the potential in you even when you feel weak or lost or confused. God sees the future that you cannot see yet. God sees the blessings waiting for you. Blessings that someone has been trying to block from you. Someone does not want you to rise. Someone does not want you to succeed. Someone does not want you to be who God created you to be. And God says, "Enough. I will not let my child suffer in silence anymore." That is why this message is coming with urgency. That is why heaven is sounding the alarm. That is why Archangel Michael is appearing with warning instead of soft comfort. There is something happening behind your back, something you were not meant to discover too late. God has been watching every detail, every word spoken about you, every plan made against you, every manipulation. Every lie, every energy of jealousy, every intention to distract, harm, or deceive you. And God says, "I cannot let them succeed. Not with my child. Not the one I have chosen. Not the one whose destiny is too important. not the one whose heart I love too deeply. But God also says, I need your attention. I need you to listen. I need you to stop running from the signs. God says you have been feeling a shift, moments where everything felt strange, as if something big was coming. You thought it was just emotion, stress, coincidence. But heaven says it was a spiritual alarm. Something has been preparing to enter your life, either a blessing or a storm, and God is trying to make sure you choose the right path. The protected path, the path that leads you away from danger and straight into your breakthrough. You have been ignoring yourself too. Ignoring your intuition. Ignoring your inner voice. Ignoring the feeling that something is not right. Ignoring the nudge that God has been sending again and again. And God says, my child, why do you run from the very voice that is trying to save you? Why do you silence the very intuition that I gave you? Why do you trust those who hurt you more than the God who made you? Archangel Michael stands next to you right now, not in softness but in urgency. His sword is drawn, his wings are extended, and he is protecting you from something that tried to approach you spiritually. Something that tried to interfere in your sleep, your thoughts, your peace, your future. Michael says, this is your final warning. Do not ignore this again. The heavens cannot force you to listen, but we can warn you of the consequences of silence. There is something that God wants you to stop immediately. A pattern. A connection. A behavior. A person. A thought. Something that is draining you spiritually and pulling you away from the path meant for you. God has been trying to make you notice it. He has been putting signs in front of you. He has been sending you inner discomfort. He has been exposing truth slowly. But you kept telling yourself it was nothing. You kept convincing yourself you were imagining it. You kept trusting the wrong voices over the divine voice inside you. God says you are at a spiritual crossroads. One leads to healing, breakthrough, protection, blessings, peace, progress. The other leads to pain, delay, confusion, emotional exhaustion, and spiritual danger. God does not want you to choose wrong. That is why He is practically pleading with you, not out of weakness, but out of love, to stop ignoring Him. You are not alone. Even in the moments when you felt abandoned, heaven was working. Even in the moments you cried silently, angels were comforting you. Even when you felt you had no one, God was standing behind you whispering, I am here. But now God is saying something different. Something heavier, something more urgent. You must listen now, my child. This is not a normal moment. This is a turning point. Something connected to your future is being decided in this very period of time. Something tied to your finances, your relationships, your emotional life, your spiritual path, your protection, your destiny. Something that has the power to change everything. And God wants you to choose wisely, to step away from what harms you, to release what drains you, to stop giving your energy to people who do not appreciate you, to stop protecting those who hurt you, to stop doubting yourself, to stop running from your own spiritual awakening. God saw the conversations behind your back. He saw the jealousy. He saw the manipulation. He saw the judgment. He saw the people who pretended to love you but secretly wanted you to fail. He saw the doors that were closed unfairly. He saw the moments where you wanted to give up. He saw how hard you tried even when you felt broken. And God says, I will honor every tear. But you must stop ignoring my warnings. Your blessings are closer than you think. You are far more protected than you realize. You are not at the edge of destruction, you are at the edge of transformation. But transformation requires attention. It requires obedience. It requires awareness. God is not asking you for perfection, He is asking you to listen. Tonight, before 11:51 p.m., something spiritual opens. A window. A gate. A moment of clarity. A divine alignment. Something will shift in your atmosphere, and your spirit will feel it. You might feel sudden peace, or sudden heaviness, or sudden intuition, or a sudden realization. God says, pay attention. Do not ignore your feelings tonight. I am trying to show you something important. Something final. Something you cannot afford to miss. And even though the warning is strong, even though the tone feels intense, God reassures you, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust me and pray to me. You are protected more than you know. No harm will touch you. No evil will win against you. You are surrounded by angels even when you sleep. You are guarded even when you forget to ask. You are loved beyond measure. God is not threatening you. He is preparing you. He is positioning you. He is shifting you. He is awakening you, and this message is not meant to scare you, it is meant to open your eyes before it is too late. Archangel Michael says, this is the final warning because after this, the path will unfold based on whether you listen or not. Heaven cannot force the choice. You must choose it with your spirit. But you are not powerless. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are stronger than you know, wiser than you think, more spiritually gifted than you realize. God chose you because He sees the light in you. He sees the potential in you. He sees the destiny on you. And He refuses to let the enemy destroy what He has planned for you. So listen, pay attention, trust God, stop ignoring the signs, pray tonight. Even a few words. Even a quiet conversation. Even a whisper. God will hear it. And when you do, something will shift in your atmosphere. Something will break off you. something will be revealed. Something will be protected. You are safe. You are guided. You are watched over. You are chosen. And God is speaking to you right now because He loves you too much to stay silent. This is your moment. This is your warning. This is your protection. This is your last chance to listen before the shift happens tonight. Don't ignore God again. He is with you. He is protecting you. And He will not let anything go wrong with you, if you trust Him now. My beloved child, God is speaking to you in this moment, and Archangel Michael stands beside you with a trembling urgency in his voice. He is not raising fear inside you, but he is raising awareness, because heaven has been trying to reach your spirit again and again, and tonight carries a weight that your soul cannot afford to overlook. God says, "This is your final warning for this season. I need to talk to you urgently. Don't make me feel unheard. Don't turn away from my voice. I am calling you because something is shifting in your life, and if you ignore me now, you will miss what was meant for you." There is no anger in God, only a divine desperation to protect you before the clock reaches 11:51 p.m. tonight. He sees the road ahead. He sees the danger you cannot see. He sees the blessing that is moments away from reaching you. He sees the decisions forming in your heart. And He knows that if He doesn't pull you back now, with urgency, with heavenly force, with the echo of an angel's warning, you may take a path that leads to delay, heartbreak, or loss. That is why Archangel Michael says this is the final warning, not because God is punishing you, but because heaven is aligning everything for your safety. God says, "Don't skip me. Don't silence my voice. Don't pretend you didn't feel this message reach you. I have waited, I have observed, and I have held back storms you never knew existed. I am protecting you even when you forget to protect yourself. Heaven sees that you carry burdens silently. You pray in whispers when your heart is breaking loudly. You cry inwardly while acting strong outwardly. You've been walking with a kind of pain that even you don't fully acknowledge. God wants to speak to that pain before it grows into something heavier. Archangel Michael stands over you like a shield, and he has been watching you drift away inside your own thoughts. He has been watching your spirit feel tired, overwhelmed, confused, and unsure. He has been watching people pull on your energy while giving you nothing back. He has been watching you try to survive when God wants you to live. That is why He steps forward now and says, "Final warning. Don't turn away from this message. Open it. Receive it. God is calling your name. My child, heaven sees that your heart has been wandering. Not wandering from faith, but wandering from clarity. You've been carrying questions with no answers. You've been waking up with heaviness that you can't explain. You've been feeling spiritually distant, emotionally isolated, or mentally drained. This message is heaven pulling you back before you fall deeper into that emptiness. God says, "Talk to me. I need you to stop ignoring the signs. I need you to stop pretending everything is fine. I need you to stop closing your heart when I am trying to open a blessing for you. Tonight carries energy. Tonight carries divine timing. Tonight carries a heavenly turning point. God wants your attention before the hour strikes 11:51 p.m., because something destined for you is being positioned right now. A shift is happening behind the scenes. Angels are moving into your space. A spiritual attack is being blocked. A blessing is being released. A revelation is being prepared. But heaven cannot hand you what you refuse to receive. That is why God says, "Don't skip me. Don't close this. Don't run away again." You've been ignoring your intuition lately, but your intuition is the voice of God whispering through your spirit. You feel things before they happen. You sense interruptions in your energy before anything goes wrong. You notice small warnings, tiny signs, repeated numbers, strange dreams, unexpected emotions, but you brush them off. God needs you to stop doing that. You are not being dramatic. You are being guided. And when heaven guides you, ignoring it is dangerous. Not dangerous because God wants to punish you, but because you may walk into something you were meant to avoid. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword drawn, not for battle, but for protection. He presses his hand on your shoulder spiritually and says, "Enough ignoring. Enough delaying. Enough doubting." God is calling you because time is running out. You may feel like things in your life have been stuck. Relationships stuck. Finances stuck. Opportunities delayed. Emotions tangled. Your spirit tired. But God is saying something important. The breakthrough is ready. The blessing is prepared. The new chapter is written. But you must return to me before the door opens. God isn't asking for something difficult. He isn't demanding sacrifice. He is asking for connection. For attention. For